Welcome to Theater Crafts. All right, so I have a good project for you today. I don't know about you, but when sometimes you get up in the morning, you just need a little encouragement to get through the day, or maybe you have an audition and you just need to just prove to yourself that you can do it, and you just need that kind of push. So I thought it would be kind of cool to take an old picture frame and an old mat and change it into kind of like a mirror. You can see my camera there. It's like all of mirrors there. And so I've got all these stickers that I got basically from, online. And you can see that they're all around the matting. And then I've got these mirror tiles in the center. Now you can use a real mirror if you have a real mirror. I didn't have one, or you could use mirror tiles. These were round tiles that I had, and I thought it gave it a little bit of visual interest. So this would be a great way in the morning, before you're heading to an audition, before you're heading to school or work, that you can give some positive encouragement to help you get through the day. All right, let's get crafting. Okay, so some of the things that we need for today's project, we need mirrors. I'm turning them upside down so they don't reflect my ring light so much. We need obviously your frame and your mat. These were recycled frame and mat that I happen to have in the back of the closet. Some sort of board or chipboard or something like that you can put your mirrors on, and then your stickers. And these are stickers that I got online, and they're all motivational stickers. And I thought it would be really cool to use this kind of as a way to motivate us when, looking forward to our day. All right, and so now I've kind of chosen stickers that I really like, and I put them around the edge of the mat in the order that I thought might be appealing. And so literally just taking the stickers and sticking them on the mat could not be easier. And I was kind of looking at colors, making sure that we can see the entire text on the mat. You might want to, if you notice, I actually made a line around the outside where the frame kind of was, so that I could make sure that I got all of the words within the actual mat, so it could be seen once it was in the frame. So just sticking the stickers around the mat, making sure they're really stuck. And notice I'm kind of overlapping them on the inside edge. I'm going to stick those down later, but it will be covered a little bit by the mirrors in the way that I'm planning to do this. So so just going to keep going with the stickers. And now taking, I thought, I had all this white space, and so I thought it would be really cool just to take some markers. You can use any markers. I happen to have these acrylic markers, and literally just drawing around the edges in some of the white spaces and adding, hearts and stars and flowers and things like that, just to fill some of that white space that is around, and just get a little bit more visual interest. Looking at colors and all the different elements that are in the stickers, and trying to incorporate those into the different areas of the mat. And you can see here, I'm just continuing, just adding more and more details to the mat, and really adding just lots of color. I love the color of this, and especially because the frame is actually quite plain, and that's deliberate, so that I can add lots of color and then have it balanced out by the frame that is just plain wood. I'll get into that in just a moment. And then once we're done, I'm adding Mod Podge to the top of this just to seal it, and to seal all of those stickers in there, as well as the markers. And so just putting, I'm using gloss. I actually really like the glossy look, but you could use matte as well, or whatever you've got. So adding that on top, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glitter onto it as well, just for a little sparkle. If you know me, you know I like the sparkle, but you don't have to do that. You could even add little gems, or whatever you particularly like. But again, just adding some Mod Podge over the entire frame, or the mat here, and then you'll see I'll be adding a little bit of the glitter just to sparkle it up a little bit. This one I'm adding a little gold got a little carried away on the edge there. And notice I put it on a mat here just so that it would be easy for me to clean up. You do it on your counter, you're going to get glitter all over the place, and it's a mess. You'll find it everywhere. So I did put it on the mat, and then I was able to rinse it off in the sink. But I'm just sprinkling glitter right on top. And I did a little bit of gold, and then I did a little bit of pink just to mix it up a little bit. You don't want to put too much because then it will cover what you're trying to say. But the glitter does really give it quite a bit of sparkle. All right, so now I have the mat done. I thought it would be interesting. I had these little corner brackets to, put them on the corners of the frame, and I literally just took hot glue and I glued them right onto the corners. You could use something like E6000 or something like that, but hot glue worked really well. So see, here they are. I just think they're so cute. And then adding the backing. Now I put quite a thick piece of kind of a wood backing, only because I'm putting the mirrors on it and I wanted it to be thicker. But you could use certainly chipboard or like even like a foam board, something like that would work too. And then just make sure that you've affixed all of the brackets in the back. And now it's all about the mirrors. So like I said, I'm using these little mirror tiles, but if you were using a real mirror, you would put that in the back where I put the board. But I'm using these mirror tiles. I happen to have them in my stash, and I thought that would be really cool to put them in. So I'm just literally just hot gluing them down onto that board, which is why I put the board in first. And I'm overlapping them with the mat, and just using a fair amount of hot glue to get them down. And just because of the sizing, I do have to overlap. You'll notice in the center line here, I do need to overlap them. I will wash them when I'm done. A lot of fingerprints on them as I'm working on it. And you're seeing my light up in the kitchen. And so basically I'm going to glue these down. Then I decided, we've got a center section there that has got some bare area. So I thought I'd overlap another kind of row on top. Again, just for some visual interest. I just think it's really cool. I want you to notice here, I had some little blank spaces, so I added some rhinestones, and just finished it off with that. And then you're done. How cute is this? I just think it's adorable. And what a fun way to start your day and get you to be inspired to have all the best things happen for you. And here it is. This is what it looks like. I think this is really fun. I hope that you give this a try. And if you do, please send me pictures so I can see your motivational affirmation mirror. Thank you for joining me for this week's Theater Craft, and I will see you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye!